Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Would you like water? You sure?
Hey, how you doing, Lance? Good, good. Brian. Oh, still have, unfortunately, still. I got a packet that has two phones with a slot for it. That way I don't lose them.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, I have significant pictures down, but easy six.
Alrighty. All right, we'll start our meeting. Looks like everyone's here. All right. All right, good evening, and thank you for being here, and welcome to our Village of River Forest regular scheduled village board meeting. It's Monday, January 23rd at 7 o'clock. If I can ask the clerk to please take the roll call.
Trustee Bachner.
Here.
Trustee Gillis.
Here.
Trustee Vasquez.
Here.
Trustee Brennan.
Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee O'Connell.
Here.
President Aducey.
Here. Okay, if we could all stand, please, to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Sorry.
All right.
Chair went slide.
Yep.
No, I mean, I wasn't.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Phyllis. Yep. Please come to the podium. Thank you. Okay. Welcome.
Hi there. Oh, can you hear me?
No, I don't know. Is it?
Nope.
No.
We will get it on.
Oh, is there something I should?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Hi. I know I've written you mail, but I thought I would come in person.
Can you guys hear? Well, let's
You
turn you down
can't.
so people
I can hear me.
Yeah, well, kind of. Sort of. Want to make sure.
We want to make sure everybody online.
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
I know.
Okay, try.
Okay. Phyllis Rubin, 411 Ashland Avenue, 6B, just east of us. Two things I want to talk about. Lake and Lathrop, I want to give you a report. How many of you come down here to see it? All right. What do you guys think? I did get, after I wrote you last week, I think the sheeting is tacked down with ties.
Right.
And the fence that I thought was loose maybe isn't loose. There's two fences now.
Right.
There's two. I don't know. Anyway, there's some new sheeting, but the old is still up. And if you come into our parking lot, I know that would be trespassing, but if you come into our parking lot, it looks awful because the sheeting is torn. I have pictures. Would you like to see pictures from today?
Oh, I think we see them.
Huh?
You
Okay.
know about the torn, right?
I took them. I stood out in the cold and took them for you. And if you came down Lathrop, you probably didn't see it in the dark. If you came down
I
Lathrop to
think we
come
know
here
What
today,
you're talking about on your parking lot side?
no, not
No?
even on
On
Lathrop.
the Lathrop side.
The fencing, it's all disheveled. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all
it's not
uneven. I don't know why they leave it that way, but they do. So I can pass around pictures if I can find them. Anyway, I just there. Oh, and you do know that I think at least 2 cars have been damaged from the fencing and the sheeting that was blowing around,
Yep.
and they submitted claims, and I don't think they've heard anything. So,
Okay.
I know that's not, you're not responsible for
Right.
it, I don't think. They are, but I'm just
Yeah.
telling you what good neighbors they are.
Yep.
I'm going to try to find the pictures while I'm talking. The other thing I want to ask you about is composting for things like the churches. And I know Harzion, Lakeshore, they're not doing composting. You know that for us, for the business,
For your
for the organizations or for businesses, I guess they're not doing
right. Well, it's up
composting.
to just single family homes. Yes.
That's right.
But you could have them do it.
They will not call us back.
Separately. Oh,
They do not call us back.
okay. Well, that's
I had to call twice. I just want to tell you.
yeah. Okay. Well, we can help
Somehow a composting bin got put up by our condo
there. Oh,
recycling bin.
okay.
And of course, my wonderful neighbors filled it with compost because they thought we were not composting in our condo, which of course is not allowed because we're over 4 units. So I had to call them twice to get them to come out and take the compost bin.
Okay. So
Okay.
did they come out, Phyllis?
They
or-
did come
okay.
out and take the compost bin, but
Okay.
Harzion, we are still trying to get
Okay.
composting for us.
Hmm.
And so I that's not your responsibility. I'm just saying we're a little disappointed that
I know
Lakeshore.
it's not our responsibility, but
It would be a separate contract.
Yeah,
You would
no,
have
no,
to
totally.
negotiate with them directly.
They're not calling us back.
yeah, her issue isn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll talk with the leaders over there. I mean, we certainly can poke at them, and we should.
Yeah.
So
I can.
Okay.
I hear you. Okay.
Do you want me to turn this? That's all.
Yeah. Very
I'll
good.
look
Thank
for
you,
my
Phyllis.
pictures and pass it around.
Phyllis, I have a question.
Yeah.
Where do the condo residents submit their claims when they have
Well, I
damage
think
to their cars?
they must have called. What's the company name? What are their name?
Sedgwick? Or-
No,
Hmm?
it's Lake and Latham.
They must have called them or gone on. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, they submitted it to not to the village. They submitted it to the contractor.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure it's not like going into the ether. Make sure it's going to the right place.
Do
Because you said they haven't heard back. How do we know what the right place is?
well, that's a good question. Sedgwick. That's right, Sedgwick.
Well, I think there's a civil process. I'll let the lawyer.
Yeah, so
It's a civil.
as part of the permitting process, you have to file for what your bonding is, and so whoever the people are whose property they say was injured can look that up and submit both to the permit puller, which is Sedgwick, I believe, and or the bonding company that they have to file, which is to certify the work. Now, that doesn't apply to individual property. It's really to guarantee that the public improvements are made, but the name of the company you could at least submit to as well. But basically, people need to take responsibility if they've had damage. If they don't know what to do, they should consult with someone who does.
I'm still not clear. Where should residents go to find out where to submit a claim?
Well, if you have a claim against an owner, you would try to
lawyer.
contact the owner and make a claim. And also, there's an insurance company on file to back up the work that company is doing, and that's part of the public record and can be FOIA'd, and then they can make a claim there. But ultimately, if they don't hear, they should consult with someone who's qualified who can help them, make the claim
think you're saying
in a
some
more
legal help.
forceful way.
You mean like a lawyer?
But we would need to know more about what, how that was done and who those people are and who they submitted to. Without that, we don't really know.
So should they call the village?
No.
Oh.
No.
So I think what we're saying is that that's a separate and distinct, different process, Katie. We put, I believe, all the, infrastructure in place where we, with the bonding, it sounds like, and with the insurance, making sure that, in this case, Sedgwick has the appropriate bonding and the appropriate insurance. Now, if there's an individual claim, as you're saying, there's a process to go to the insurance company or to Sedgwick and
Correct.
put a claim in. The question Katie's asking is, who did the claim go to?
We don't
know.
we don't know.
So we need to know that, and that would be important for follow up. And then
I'm not suggesting that the
We're not
village get involved in it.
we're not. We're just,
I'm just trying to help residents who are trying to submit a claim for damage and just to make sure it's going to the right place, because
Totally.
she's saying that they're not hearing back.
Yeah.
So-
So what I would suggest is maybe find out where it went exactly, the claim, and then do another follow up. And if they don't return your phone call, I think your suggestion is need to
You might need to
hire somebody.
You might need to do that, yeah. But you start by, it's just as if you're in an accident with someone. You can start to try to negotiate directly, but if the person doesn't respond, then you need to get help.
Yeah. That's works with every development. Okay, thank you, Phyllis. All right, very good. So no other citizens' comments, so we'll go ahead with the elected official comments and announcements. So we'll start with Trustee Bachner. Good evening.
you. Hi, everyone. I'd like to start with the land acknowledgement. So, as we begin, we are mindful that we hold these meetings on land that was once and still inhabited by indigenous people, including the Ojibwa, the Chippewa, the Menominee, Potawatomi nations, and more. We will remember our nation's history and honor the native people as stewards of this land that was colonized, and that River Forest continues to be a place many people from diverse backgrounds live and gather. Just want to acknowledge the new year and happy lunar new year for the Asian community. I don't know if I've mentioned this here before already. Now, have we talked about the Google Maps is at the Board of Trustees table? I don't know if we
In what regards?
Okay.
Or I don't know.
So, in July last year, I contacted Google Maps because there's a lot of traffic that comes through our town
Right.
that just seems like dangerous.
Right.
We've been able to curb some of that, but there's still the idea that we've put these new temporary spots, blocks.
Yep.
And so wanted to make sure that Google Maps knew that so they could be directing people in the right way.
It's interesting.
Around October, November, I got a response back from Google Maps, a new team that they have dedicated to fixing those kinds of directions, and they let us know that if we let them know that the need is immediate or dangerous, that they will help us with changing those directions around. So I was able to get Matt on the call quickly as well, and it's something where I don't know if you've done it yet, but we have the ability to request those changes.
Yeah, that's good.
So yes, I did submit a request with Google for that. I have not followed up, but I will to see if those changes are in effect or if they need more information. Obviously, it's been a few months since implementation, so they may have gotten other information, but I will follow up to make sure.
But it also might be like, sometimes when I'm looking at my maps, there's not a speed limit on a certain street, and it might be that we are able to put a speed limit. They might just not know about it, which may make it easier for drivers to know.
Mm-hmm. So how do they gather that information? I thought they'd take it. I thought they scan that from.
They do the cars driving
They
Right.
do the cars driving.
Yeah. So if we don't have what I'm
But
trying to.
they also work with the state. So the state
Oh.
has
Okay.
mapping that they have, and they give them that information
Okay.
regularly.
Oh.
But sometimes the period between can be pretty long. So something like the temporary blocks that we currently have wouldn't show up.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. All right, that's great. Thank you for reminding us, and we'll definitely. That's helpful. Okay, thanks, Erica.
Okay.
Okay, Trustee Gillis.
Hello. I second Happy New Year. Happy Chinese New Year. The C4 Greentown Conference planning continues. It'll be a great thing in June for those that can make it. And just to watch out with walking on the sidewalk during these snowy times. Black ice is real. A friend of mine and I were walking this morning, and she fell. So just be cautious when you're out walking. There's a lot of folks that are running and walking, and we just want to make sure everybody's safe. Thank you.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Okay, good evening, everyone. I only got one thing, just a friendly reminder to everyone. I know Chief O'Shea and our police departments has their quarterly community safety meeting for this Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. You can be here in person, or you can do a plug-in by Zoom, and the information's on the website. So I know Chief O'Shea did a nice presentation at our last board meeting on safety. The Safety Act, but there's other updates regarding the community that he's going to be providing as well. So,
Yeah. Great.
That's it.
Thanks for that plug. Clerk?
Actually, I do.
Oh, wow, okay.
I know.
There you
Once a year.
That's
I attended a tour at the Oak Park River Forest High School last week. It was with the Imagine Foundation Executive Director. So they've got a nonprofit set up, and they obviously have some rather large infrastructure needs at the high school. I have no idea how they got to this point, and I have no idea how they're going to get that $100 million to fix it. But they're going to need community help, and I'm a big proponent of public education. It's the number one concern for all present and future homeowners in this village. So I would like everyone to try and at least pay attention to it, see if we can figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, John. Agreed. Trustee Brennan?
Yep, thank you. I have a few things. First, I attended the TRHT group meeting at Dominican University last week. That's a monthly community get-together with those working on consciousness raising and restorative justice programs on that campus and in the community. And then also I was invited to attend an MLK Legacy Brunch, represented the village there last week, which was a celebration of community partners doing work on justice in the community. Also, I wanted to follow up on Phyllis's comments and on her email about the Lake and Lathrop site. Her email caused me to look at the website to see the update, and I saw it was updated this month, so I want to thank the village for that update. It shows that all the foundation work is anticipated to be completed by today or tomorrow on that site. So I'm hoping that we continue to get those updates, and I think it's very helpful for the board and for residents who do look at that. And then I just wanted to reiterate an invitation to that developer to come to the village board meetings. They had Mark McKinney, I think, had promised to come on a monthly basis at a certain point, and he's stopped coming. It would be nice to have someone here to listen to what residents and the board is saying and to hear their response real time. So that's a request that staff continue to invite them. And then there was another resident who had sent a message to the village board, Deb Borman, who's a resident on Lathrop in the Madison Street TIF district. And she'd written on behalf of herself and some other neighbors and asked that her letter be read.
Yeah, so it has been our practice. Letters that come in don't get read into the record. So, yeah, but we have received it. And I will tell you, Matt has been in contact with Deb and with the neighbors that are involved with with what's going on. In fact, I think you're scheduled to meet with them Wednesday night. So Matt's done a very good job of maintaining that relationship.
And we have communications with Deb.
Yeah, and so thank you for that, Brian. And just following up on that, I just wanted to say in her letter, she really called out Matt's responsiveness. She was very upset one morning when there was some construction going on without notice and called Matt, and Matt dashed over there and put a halt to it. So that sounded like some really satisfactory service from village staff. And then the last thing I wanted to note was the holiday lights sign is up, but there's no box there. And residents are just mounding their lights on the back of that trailer as if they're still collecting. They got picked up this morning. Aha. Okay. Thank you. So is that done now? Correct. Okay. Thanks. That's all I have.
Great. Thanks, Katie. And thanks for the shout outs. We hire the best and the brightest. All right. So, Ken?
I don't have any comments. Just also happy Lunar New Year, as well as Happy New Year.
Thank you.
I think Jeff is this the last week for Christmas trees also?
Through January, I think we get
One more week, okay. So everybody make sure there were a lot out tonight when I was driving over here. So just residents remember to get that off. And then lastly, I just want to remind everybody Friday's Brian's last day. And Brian, thank you again for your service to the village. You've laid a nice foundation for us. Thanks.
Thanks, Bob. Yeah, just a few things. Busy a little bit. I attended the inauguration of Speaker Welch and the 103rd General Assembly. It was certainly history in the making. Many, of course, although Speaker Welch was put in as Speaker a year and a half ago, this is the first time, they were actually gathered together and I actually verbally voted for his, speakership position. So it was definitely a nice event to attend, and a lot of the diverse majority leaders and minority leaders. So it was a wonderful place to be, and we're happy to have such great people representing our community. The second, I also attended in D.C. with Village President of Oak Park, Vicki Skaman, and Mayor of Broadview, Katrina Thompson. And we collectively won, we being the village of River Forest and Oak Park and Broadview, won a $125,000 grant award from the American Beverage Association and the U.S. Mayors of U.S. Conference of Mayors. We won. They had 3 categories. We won the small city category, and it was, of course, led by Oak Park, but Broadview and River Forest was prominent in that win. That money will go toward what we called C4, which is the cross-community climate collaborative that the 3 villages created, and now we have 15 villages that are part of C4. And what C4 is, it's promoting and actually doing sustainability and environmental justice, trying to promote all of that among the Black, Brown, and white communities that we're all part of. So really exciting stuff. There's going to be more coming from C4. You'll hear more grant money, more opportunities, and more successes. Where we're doing something now, we're promoting that in other communities. So it's gone very well, and it's probably something we should get the DEI committee pretty involved with now that it's kind of launched itself. That's probably something we should at least do a little overview for you, because there's a lot to it, and it's a lot of great stuff, I think, that you'll see between all of our communities. And so great. And then, of course, thank you, Brian, for your, as Bob said, you kind of put us in a good spot. And I'm feel very happy about that, because we could be in a different spot. So thank you for your service, and thank you for what you've done for our community. Okay, so with that, that's all I have to report. I'll go on to the consent agenda. If I can get a motion to move 5A through H.
Can I pull 5G, please?
Yes, you may. Okay. Can I get a
Motion to approve consent agenda items A through F and H.
Second.
Okay. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, I'd ask the clerk to read out loud the items and then the vote.
Consent agenda item A, Village Board of Trustee meeting minutes, January 9th, 2023. B, Village Board of Trustee executive meeting minutes, January 9th, 2023. C, December monthly financial report. D, department reports. E, village administrator's report. F, appointment of Matt Walsh as interim village administrator. H, change order, 2022 Green Alley Improvement Project, Phase 1, $44,369.59. Trustee Gillis?
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez,
Yes.
Trustee Brennan,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell,
Yes.
Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Okay, if I can, I'm trying to get this up. If I can, okay, it's
So-
approved. Congratulations, Matt. You are now appointed interim village administrator. Woohoo! All right. With that, we'll ask for a motion and a second on item 5G.
Okay.
I move we approve consent agenda item 5G.
Just get it up. What page is it? Okay. Okay.
So I pulled this because it's simply a resolution with no explanation, and a resident asked me what it was about. I think I know what it's about. I think that the IML is pushing municipalities to adopt this model resolution because they expect that in the Illinois legislature this year it will be reintroduced. A bill will be reintroduced to require municipalities to get their neighboring municipalities' approval for TIF districts.
Correct. That's correct, and there is expected to be some other challenges to how TIF legislation and TIFs actually work. The village has been very successful in its TIF use, both the original Lake Street TIF district, and then of course the North Street and the Madison Street TIF districts, and the successes that we have aligned with those. So to have, and I'll say this, River Forest has a long history of using TIF districts properly.
Right.
And so I understand why sometimes there are these challenges that do creep up in Springfield to challenge how TIFs work, but the vast majority of communities, especially towns like River Forest, do it right. And so to have us being punished or threatened on how we can use our TIF districts when we're doing it right, when there are, because of some other communities, is just bad policy. So that's what this is about.
Yeah, I agree with the resolution. I just thought it would be proper to give that background explanation.
Yeah, I apologize for not including a cover letter.
Thanks.
I think that the fact that it's within the village makes a lot of sense for us
Yeah.
because it is something that works well for us and not so well for other communities. What are the challenges that you understand to be to the TIF law?
Well, again, I'm not fully versed as to what is shaping up, what will be coming up in the spring session, but there always has been movement, especially from some of the North Shore community elected officials, to see some changes in the legislation.
Yep. Right. Exactly. All right. Okay. Very good. So with that, hearing no further questions or comments, if you could please read it and take the vote.
Consent agenda item G, resolution in support of tax increment financing in the state of Illinois. Trustee Vasquez,
Yes.
Trustee Brennan,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell,
Yes.
Trustee Bachner,
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to 7, which is our recommendations of boards, commissions, and committees. I have one appointment that I'd like to make to the Sustainability Commission, and this is appointment of Andrew Stairwall. I think I'm saying that right. And he'll be our student, which is exciting because we've had that for some time. So I don't know if you know Andrew, right?
I don't.
Okay, he's come to our meetings, right, a couple of times.
Correct. He's come to most of the meetings for the last year, I've
Yeah.
been told. So
Do we
Very
have
excited
an
about it.
application from him? Usually it's in the packet.
Oh, maybe we didn't. Yes, we did.
I thought there was.
that
he-
memo
that's
should
a
have had at least the
loop.
highlights of his.
Mm-mm. I don't
Oh,
think
nothing
I
in
don't
this?
see anything.
Oh boy,
I know that we're
we'll get that corrected.
we're
Yes.
looking at him as an individual, but is he the child of Karen Steerwell,
Oh, I don't know.
a library
Oh.
board of trustees?
I don't know. You think? I don't know. I mean, nothing surprises me.
You know, I just saw her.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't know. I mean, I just know that he's Didn't even ask. I just know that he was really excited about being part of the commission. Yeah,
Separate from her role.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I asked about wives and husbands and children, but maybe I should. So, no, I don't know, but we can certainly find that out for you.
Yeah, and just to add that the application had been put out on social media, our social media channels. It was in your email, Kathy, that you do on a regular basis. So it is something that we do every year, and we look at all the applicants. Unfortunately, this year I don't think we had too many, but we did have AJ, who has been very active. And the interesting thing about AJ, he's in 8th grade. Prior to now, they've all been high school students. So we're very excited to have him, help out the commission. They do real work on the commission, and it is something that I think that prior student commissioners see as, kind of a important thing that has helped them, I guess, continue to learn and grow in the area of sustainability. Obviously, they all come in with that passion to begin with.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You said social media in other places, but you didn't mention schools. Are the schools being notified of this application process, or?
We have just really relied on our
You mean
basically
for
our
the
website.
Overall?
Yeah.
Well, no, because it's typically, this is the only student that we have on a commission because.
Right, but
of
it was an application process,
Yeah,
right?
yes, there's
Yeah,
an
it-
application process.
It was on our website. It all went out through the village, but no, there was no proactive outreach, to the best of my knowledge.
I know, he
on,
just
going to the
showed
schools.
up. He put an application in.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I just figured there's probably some kids that would be interested if they knew more about it. I mean, you can't say that. Yeah,
I
they
think that's
could
a
have
great
kept the
idea.
site, but
We can certainly advertise in our, we only have one position though, that's,
no, that's
but
fair.
your
Well,
point is well
application,
taken.
you apply,
Yeah.
best person win, but you should all have the
we
opportunity.
get to a point where you come to a meeting.
Truth
take
be
it.
told, we have not, we haven't declined to have anybody join. I mean,
That's exactly it.
Well, yeah,
and-
but they might not know about it. Is my point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
No, yeah, good
Agreed.
point. I mean, that's something we should probably do with the schools. D90. Note taken. Yeah, great idea. Okay, very good. Well, besides not knowing what his mom's name is, anybody else have any questions? Don't know. All right. Hearing no new questions? No, we had to take a vote.
Vote.
Yeah.
We need to take a vote.
Do you want me
First and
to
a
make
second.
the motion to concur with the appointment of AJ Steerwald to the Sustainability Commission?
Oh yeah, I didn't take one yet. Okay.
Roll.
No, I didn't know when to
Trustee
take a
Brennan?
motion.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez,
Yes.
Trustee Gillis,
Yes.
Trustee Bachner,
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, last on our list is new business, which is to purchase a fire department training prop from Taylor's Systems LLC. So I will need a motion and a second, and then we can
Make-
discuss it.
Make a motion to waive the formal bidding process and approve the purchase of a fire department training prop from Tailored Systems LLC for a cost not to exceed $57,800.
Second.
Okay. Chief or Kevin? Is Chief here?
He's zooming us tonight.
Oh, yeah, he's up there.
All right.
Tom. I think.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
We
Yes.
can hear you. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, yeah, sorry, the sound keeps cutting in and out. Sorry I can't be there. I'm down in Florida visiting my folks, but I wanted to jump on here because this is very important for us. After being here for a year now and just observing how we do things here, I found we're severely lacking in the availability of training props for us due to the limited space that we have around the fire station. This training prop was brought to me by Lieutenant Bohannik, who is there in the audience tonight, and it's an outstanding system that fits us extremely well. It's very compact, can fit in the size of basically a parking space, and gives us about a dozen different operations that we can do on a daily basis instead of sending our people out to other sites to do this type of training. So I'm actually going to let Lieutenant Bohannik describe it a little more. But thank you guys for listening, and thank you for your support in all of this.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Chief. Hello, everybody. So this prop is basically a shipping container. They take it, they weld it, they morph it into something that we can use for hands-on experience. Like the Chief stated, we don't really get a whole lot of hands-on in town here. We sometimes have to wait for a house to be torn down or demoed before we get an opportunity to get on a roof, make our way through walls, escape from a window on a second story. This training prop offers us that opportunity to do all that in town here without having to send personnel and equipment that we purchase for our special needs in town here out to Cicero, which is our nearest training tower on the south end of Cicero. So it allows us to train personnel in-house, avoid overtime payments, have a more continuity of training in the village without having to send somebody again to a Romeoville or a Cicero. We can keep everybody in town here, train them better, get them properly equipped to handle the things that it takes to be a firefighter in a roof forest.
Where are you going to put it?
Well, as the Chief stated, it's actually not as large as you might think. It's about a little over 20 feet, but we actually have room in the apparatus bay. In the winter, we could actually store it in there behind the truck, and we could actually practice our craft in the apparatus floor during the winter. In the summer, we're hoping to use for now the parking lot across the street. The grass across the street. And put it there for now until we have to put it somewhere else. But it's on wheels, so it can get jacked up and pulled by a backhoe or what have you from DPW, and it can be moved wherever we need it.
That's one of the nice things about it. It's mobile. We can move it to different areas around the village if needed. There's space behind the village hall where the police department park their vehicles. Also, what's nice about this prop is I had been talking with Commander Greenwood months back about sharing a prop for forcible entry doors and that type of stuff where they need training. So this prop won't just serve us, it'll also serve the police department as well. So that's another nice thing about this prop.
It really would provide a vehicle for us to even show everybody here, or let everybody here get some hands-on experience on what exactly it is that we do, and allow it to share that experience with you, police and fire side. So there's many benefits to this prop.
Trustee Academy. I like it.
Trustee
Academy. Right, exactly.
Right.
Lisa?
Yeah, I just have a question in terms of why it's not being multiple bid. I think I know the answer, but if you would.
Absolutely. It's a new item to the market. I'm sorry. It's a new item to the market. It came out from what I saw in January. It's basically a company that makes shipping containers, and they kind of just decided, hey, there seems to be a need here, and it's taken off. And from what we were told, basically, they haven't even advertised this really outside of the internet. It's going to go to Indianapolis for the big firefighter convention at the end of April, and they said once that hits, A, it's going to go up in price, and B, they can't even give us a time frame on when they'd be able to get us one. So now is kind of the time if we plan on never seeing one, and the price is better than it will be in a month or a couple months from now, and right now it's a single source.
Yeah, you do find other fire departments and fire districts acquiring the raw material themselves and then assembling it themselves, but those tend to be 4 or 5 different units collected together, much larger space. So the fact that this is a very self-contained, small-contained, fits our environment very well. It's a very unique and good piece of equipment for what our community needs.
Built into it, welded into it, so like Brian just said, I mean, we usually kind of have to rig up safeties. There's safeties built into this to make it a safer means for us to train each other on real world situations without the danger of injuries and that kind of scenario.
So,
If people are putting 4 or 5 together, is this something that you anticipate might get larger, or is this basically going to satisfy the needs that you think it will?
I believe it's a great start for sure. We have nothing close to it around us. Would I like to see it? Absolutely. I would love to see this grow and become a larger training thing, and maybe involve colleges if they had some sort of fire science classes. I mean, we could make this truly a community benefit.
But for right now, I think there are immediate benefits to the fire service and to the police department right now as far as immediate training benefits just from this one small compact piece of equipment.
Was this customized to us, or is it a package?
It's basically a package. It's a standard order. There are a few minor tweaks you can do to it right now, but they do allow this to be like the centerpiece, if you want to call it that, of what they can actually build. They can build 3, 4, 5-story structures out of shipping containers if that's what you desired. But right now, the benefits that we see from this one small piece of equipment, I mean, we would have to go to a true training facility, like I said, in Cicero, Romeoville, up in NIPSTA up north. There's really nothing around here that we can get our hands on without taking our people out of service, paying overtime, the financial benefit plus the time benefit of having something in the village here. There's nothing else out there that offers that to us.
Okay.
So
Actually, go ahead.
Hey, Bob.
So I just had a question, Rosie. So obviously we didn't have that in our capital plan for a piece of equipment like this. Did we have something else between the police and fire that will fill the gap with this, or is this an additional capital expense?
Because it's a new purchase, it would come out of the general fund for the, I believe it's funding out of the general. And then what we'll do is we'll put aside funds for a future replacement if needed.
Okay, thanks.
Right now, it will have to come out of the general fund.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay.
Dave, what is the life expectancy of this?
The shipping container, 20 plus years minimum.
I was going to add that if this truly grows, you might want to think about contacting Triton Community College. I know other community colleges, like the one I'm at, we work with the fire departments and the police department for training, for shooting and for the fire departments as well as for the type of training you're talking about. And they have a lot more property too to do that, and they probably can get some state funding as an educational purpose. So it might be a win-win that way.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. We did try a couple times with Triton on
Yeah.
the
did,
range.
but- oh.
Never got there.
Okay.
But no, it's a great suggestion.
Yeah.
Let me ask a quick question. You said, will this also help our paramedics or just fire services?
So a handful of us went down to Orland. They're currently holding what we call a TECC. It's basically a tactical paramedicine class. Active shooters are pretty much, incidents are everywhere now.
Right.
So a lot of us have been taking classes on that. That is something we could incorporate into this. Again, the forcible entry for police with breaching a door to get into a structure. Those are all things that do play into paramedicine, unique situations you could create for intubations, airway control for paramedics would all be something. Again, somebody falls, they're trapped behind a structure. These are all things that could play into that training prop.
Okay. Thanks. Good stuff. All right. Okay. Any further questions? No. All right. Sounds good. If we could take the vote. Thank you.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Bachner.
Yes.
Trustee O'Connell.
Yes.
All right. All right. I don't think we're going into executive session. So that ends our, if I can get a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Kathy, before we adjourn, I had thought maybe there'd be a little segment tonight in the meeting to sort of thank Brian.
Sure.
So, but I just wanted to say
Yeah, you
one
could say,
thing.
yeah, it's still open.
And that is that I think in the 13 months that you've been with us, that we've been fortunate enough to have you, that you've made a real difference. And you've guided the village board and staff and residents through a myriad of issues, and I made a list. Including village-wide parking and staffing concerns, traffic studies, ballards, pavement paint, radar devices and cameras, street, alley, curb, and sidewalk improvement projects, bond ordinance approval and zoning variations, staff changes and personnel issues, and you've hired a good number of the staff that will be carrying on after you leave. You've also supported the River Forest Juneteenth initiatives this past summer, the West Villages Parade, and the River Forest flag raising event. And you were the first sitting village administrator who co-chaired our DEI advisory group. So I think you've left your mark,
Mhm.
and it's a very positive one, and I wish you were able to stay. I appreciate everything you've given us and wish you the very best.
Very good. Thank you. There you go.
Okay, no more.
I have to too, for the, especially for the DEI
Yeah.
advisory group. You absolutely have shared that process with us and help us get to where we are. And so just thank you for that. And yeah, big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Do not be worried. Phone call away.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, great stuff. All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. It's always hard to let a good one go, but we understand. So, with that, if I can get a motion to adjourn and
Motion to adjourn.
All right.
Trustee O'Connell.
Yes.
Trustee Bachner.
Yeah.
Trustee Gillis.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
President Adusi.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.
All righty. Thank you. Good stuff. Yeah, we need to find a time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sound like Siri.
We had a DI meeting.
You didn't make me.